Welcome to episode 10 of Space Wars. Let's get into it. So last episode, we saw the new planet get colonized. And this new planet is Venus. As China has been making many advancements in Venus, and they've been using these resources to fund their empire. The next thing China's going to do with these resources is invade the Siberian team, as they send their troops over into Siberia and take its capital within the first few minutes. Yeah, and they force them into surrendering. And this is the peace treaty, which is full annexation. And why is nobody stopping China? The answer is no one can stop China. They're too powerful. They are the strongest country in the world by far, surpassing all the other space powers combined. And they will be invading Kazakhstan as their next victim, as they send their troops quickly capturing this lake, as their troops are so advanced that they basically just walk into the country, just like if the Flash walked to the, like if the Flash walked into, like if the Flash walked to your neighbor's dog park. Yeah, that's how quickly they do this. And within days, Kazakhstan is defeated. And Kazakhstan is going to be getting fully annexed by China, as nothing can stop China and nothing will stop China. And these two pieces are annexed as well. Yeah. And basically, China has became Asia basically. And India is looking maybe for some new allies, because they're kind of looking kind of threatened by China. Time to go to a planet that hasn't been discovered before or colonized, as China, for some reason, is going to be landing on Mercury. Welcome to Mercury, as they've been continuing their space expansions and continue their landings as they make the next landing on Mercury, as they would be very quickly going ahead and colonizing a massive chunk of the planet, as nobody knew that they were here. So they can basically just walk in here, yeah, and they also make another landing on the other side here, and eventually they will connect around, and kind of looks like a smiley face. And now it looks something like an O. More not. But the Chinese will continue expanding rapidly, very rapidly throughout this planet, as no one thought that China would be a Mercury. And it only takes like a decade to get this much territory, as they will continue their expansions, eventually making it to the South Pole and the North Pole of Mercury, basically making the planet theirs, until another nation is going to land on Mercury. Technically, two countries, as both American and Indian rockets will be landing on this planet. Yeah, they land pretty similarly to each other. As America finds this and is going to start rapidly expanding here. And America's next goal is Jupiter. They want to find a planet that they can get there first before China goes ahead and colonizes half the planet. They've already done this to Mercury, as you can see. And same thing with India. They're working secretly with America in order to attempt to try to reach Jupiter first. So basically, there's a race to Jupiter to see who can reach the planet first. But it still does take years to travel in between these planets, as these are giant planets we're talking about. As American and Chinese forces will connect with each other. Yeah, as China continues to grow their giant space empire. But time to talk about how they are getting here. It's very, very far in the future by now. And the Earth map that we see here is very, very like outdated. I'm not changing it. But this is the moon map. Oh wait, let me remove some of these layers first. There, remove this layer and this layer. These are the two layers of space. Space is this. There's Earth, and then I have all the other planets here. There's Earth. It eventually started with Earth, then it went to the Moon, then Mars, then Deimos, then Venus, and now Mercury. And well, they have supersonically fast rockets in order to get here. It's currently like the 25th century or something. I mean, the world is kind of at peace, except for the great powers. Maybe not, but these borders are definitely should be a lot different. But I'm not gonna update it because I don't need to. But overall, in the distance, people are seeing more planets. People are seeing Jupiter more clearly than ever before. They're seeing the Jupiter surface. Yeah, and China and America are both going to be sending rockets out into here. America is going to be launching their rocket first as it travels at supersonic speeds, getting to Mars within a month. And China's rocket is launched next, but it goes even faster, reaching Mars in about 3 weeks. Yeah. and takes about and the difference between the two, China launches theirs 2 months after America does. Yeah. But let's go back to Mercury and somehow, but most of the reason why these countries are able to colonize these planets so quickly is because the main resources that the way they do it is just getting resources from the planet. They don't export resources from Earth to other planets. That's basically extinct. That's only between the Earth and Moon. As you can actually reasonably do that. And yeah, the Chinese will be continuing their expansions with Mercurian resources, as they will be expanding mainly down south and continuing their expansions. As India is also going to greatly expand against China, and they will be meeting up with China. Yeah. And well, they will continue to expand greatly as they continue just going, well, west. As eventually they will reach the edge of what I have on this map and will be almost done conquering this northern part that they have access to. America, no, not France, but America, is going to be, well, doing this. And they will be continuing their expansions. And time to go back to Earth now. Because a pretty big event is happening on Earth. An alliance is forming. The Square Alliance between America and India. These alliances have existed before, but they've only existed within the planets. But this on Earth, all the colonies this time will be affected by this. So if China declares war on India, then America and India will both send all the resources out of their colonies in order to help India in a possible Indo-Chinese war. Yeah. Basically, they form a coalition pact against China. What does China have to say about this? They do not like this, but they kind of expected it. Yeah. But China is still the most powerful country, and nothing can stop them. But who knows if all these powers are here? And, well, it, it's very lucky that they haven't discovered Africa yet and discovered that they could just steal resources from there. Wait, could they? Let's not tell them that. As we're going back here, and India is going to finally finish their expansions over here in these northern parts. And, well, the alliance is going to be affecting here on Mercury. And, well, countries are also wanting to go to the next moon of Mars, which is called Phobos. And they aren't there yet. The original plan for the division of Phobos was originally the three smaller powers, Brazil, Nigeria, and Algeria, were going to divide it until now they don't exist. Yeah, until the big war happened on Deimos. And they failed, as Deimos is now one country planet thing. Yeah. But speaking of Deimos, we're going to Deimos. As Deimos is having another thing happening on its planet. As, try to guess this. China invades Deimos. As well, they just send their rockets and blow up the planet basically. And, They basically claim the planet for themselves. Yeah. And that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Space Wars. See you in the next episode and bye!